Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2.
Somebody say, hey, we want some.
No, 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 no. Yes, I did say I will use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let her rip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Ray here, your old boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's episode of Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Yes, we made it to Friday. Payday for some of us. Oh, wishful was for all of us, but I know sometimes people get paid exactly twice a month, sometimes every 2 weeks, sometimes every week. Uh, so kind of a new tradition I'm starting here. So, third week I've done this. Open one up, and I'll say cheers to all the working men and women of the week. Thank goodness it's Friday, and for all those who are having to work this weekend, we appreciate you. So, cheers to you all. That's mighty good. So, yes, welcome to Wrestling Gold Friday Night. This is episode 26. What was I going to say after that? Sometimes I forget. See, this is the problem with winging it. Sometimes you kind of forget where you're going. Uh, but you'll figure it out. I usually do by winging it some more. So, yeah, Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Well, we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling. Yeah, sorry, I'm starting a little late tonight. Sorry about that. Hello, Brenda Watson. Um, and yes, by the way, if you're tuning in live, there's if you're tuning in live, hey, join me in the chat. Chime in about anything we discussed. Or excuse me, I discussed tonight, or we discussed tonight, however you want to call it, and or just simply say hello, like Miss Brenda Watson did. She just had that pink wave. Say, see, need get a that color one. I don't have any. I'm even drinking water after this, so you need to drop the pink one and get that color, or just bring over or put me on some pink Gatorade. There you go, that'll work. Or what's that? Pink Gatorade Zero. Is that what I drink? Yeah. So anyway, yes, as I was saying, I was not really rudely interrupted, but I kind of like let myself kind of go that way. Anyway, this is Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the yesteryears of professional wrestling, back in the good old days of pro wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling. Of course, we're going to do our today in wrestling history. Also, going to do a watch along of Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling from 19. Hold on a second, let me pull it up here. Oh yeah, so it's gonna be from September 12th of 1981. What it is? What's up? Says Joe King. Seriously, his name is Joe King. So yeah, that's how we do it. Uh, just give me a what's up, how you doing, or you know, hey, I remember that, something along that. It's like, oh, I did not know that, or oh, I didn't know that. Tell me more, if you can remember, if you can look at the camera. Uh, anyway, yes, cheers everybody. Cheers to the chat. So anyway, let's get this train a rolling, or train wreck a rolling. Depends on how you look. Oh, where am I? Right, there we go. We're gonna start off with today in wrestling history. Of course, today is October 4th. October, yes. Didn't really get to babble too much. Yes, October is like one of my favorite months because one of my favorite holidays is Halloween. Gotta love a holiday where you can eat candy and watch horror movies. That's it. And if you're, if you're a kid, you get to dress up. Or if you're, um, if you're a young adult, single, still out doing the partying thing, Halloween is where you get to dress up too. And all you 20-year-olds know what I'm talking about. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, yes, we always start off Wrestling Gold Friday night with today in wrestling history. And like I says, it is the 4th of October. And let's get right to it. On this day in 1970, Heavy Metal, whose real name is Eric Casas, he was born. Of course, he is the son of Pepe Trophy Cases, also the brother of Felino and Negro Cases. Yes, a nice lucha libre Mexican wrestling family there. I don't. He never did really have a career here like Rey Mysterio and Conan did. Uh, he didn't even come in when there was Psychosis or uh, Liz Mark, the Silver Kings, all of them, or the Villanos. Um, but I do remember hearing about him in magazines and seeing how popular he was and stuff like that. Trying to think. I don't think he was. I'm not sure. I don't think he got to as far as I mean, he was a big star in Mexico, but never did transfer here. Um, if he did, it would probably be like a one-off match or something like that. But didn't have a full-time gig here in the United States. Um, but I did see him a few times when uh, what's that? Uh, Plant Channel. Can't think of it now. But anyway, seen him on AAA a couple times on there. But that's like I said, it was late '90s. I think he was still in his prime then, but like I said, it just never did transfer to the American wrestling. Never made it to WCW unless it was a one-off match. So if you are on the chat, or uh, if you're watching this on replay and remember Heavy Metal, hey, drop a comment. Tell me some of his good matches and maybe links to his good matches and wouldn't mind watching them. But I think I've seen it a couple times. He's seemed pretty good, but like I said, I always heard about him in magazines and stuff like that. On this date in 1972, New Japan Pro Wrestling in Tokyo, Japan, Sumo Hall, drawing 10,000 people, shown on TV Tokyo. Antonio Noki defeated Carl Gotch via countout to win the New Japan Real World title. Guess he was able to win. Their rules say, I guess, get counted out, uh, you win a championship. Carl Gotch, legendary. Uh, ain't mistaken, he was legendary as far as legitimate, legitimate tough guy, legitimate wrestler who can really tie you in knots. So it's probably one of those deals where okay, I really don't want to do a job to Antonio, and I understand he's got to win. So let me get count. I'm imagining that's how that's how it's worked out. But also on that card, Little Grand Hamada pinned Shinichi Kirihara, John Kawasaki pinned Tatsumi Fujinami, Wayne Bridges pinned Harold Sakata, John Tolley Foley. I guess his real name is Foley, I guess. Anyway, pinned Soji Kai, Osamu Kido pinned Prince Kamali, Pat Roach defeated Katsushi Shibata, Osamu Kido won a Battle Royal, Red Pimpernel defeated Red Pimpernel and Sean Reagan defeated Toy Boro and Yamamoto. Uh, any Japanese fans from 1972? A couple of those names are familiar. Grand Hamada, Tatsumi Fujinami, Tony Inoki, of course, and Carl Gotch. But yeah. So, tragic accident happened on this date in 1975. A plane crash carrying Bobby Brugers, Johnny Valentine, Tim Woods, and Ric Flair crashes near Wilmington, North Carolina. Ric Flair suffered serious neck and back injuries, and his career was believed to be over, as were the careers of Bob Brugers and Johnny Valentine. But we all know what happened. Ric Flair made a great comeback, recovered, made a comeback, became a 16-time world champion. What's interesting about this plane crash here is that Tim Woods was a babyface, hanging out with heels. And from the story goes, he was pretty banged up, but was tough enough to be able to tough it out and get in a ring. So he's given a lot of credit here of protecting kayfabe, because he was the masked Mr. Wrestling. So in the papers, it just said his name was the only thing he said his name is. He used his real name, which I don't think is Tim Woods either. But they would have kind of figured it out if they put Tim Woods or not his real name in the paper. Something was kind of funny there. What's a babyface wrestler or planning on playing with heel? So he toughed it out, put on the mask, wrestled. I think either that night or the night before. So in essence, Tim Woods was given a lot of credit for saving the business back in 1975. Unfortunately, Johnny Valentine, father of Greg Valentine, he suffered career-ending injuries. He was a huge star, had a major feud with Wahoo McDaniel. Apparently, if you've seen a Wahoo versus Johnny Valentine match, of course, before 1975 in the 70s and stuff like that, you would believe wrestling was real because they would lay them in. Of course, I remember watching Wahoo when I was a kid back in the 80s, and gosh, I feel sorry for those enhancement talents back in the day because he would definitely lay in those chops. Wahoo, of course, I think it was an accident, of course, but he went chop Gene Anderson one time and hit him right in the mouth and broke a few of his teeth. But uh, Gene Anderson was a tough guy, so he he toughed it out as well. But Bob Brugers, don't know much about his career before the plane crash or anything like that. But I think the pilot died as well. So very scary plane crash here. Especially these small planes. Or any plane crash really. But these small planes have put it into a lot of entertainers, especially musicians. Ronnie Van Zant and a couple of uh, members of the original Leonard Skinner, uh, uh, Randy Rhodes, guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne. I think his was him and Steve Ray Vaughan, I believe, was Helicopter. Uh, what's that? I forgot that female singer's name. But there's my phone going off. Let me shut this off. But, Alina, can't Alina, Alana, something like that. Yes. This was the plane crash she was in, or a type of small aircraft that she passed away in. So if you're an entertainer, especially a musician, don't fly on planes. Those are not safe by a long shot. Hold on a second, folks. It's like, hey people, I'm trying to be a star here. It's Friday. All right, we're so yeah. But yeah, this is the legend, or not that legendary, but this is a plane crash people talk about. You can always, especially in the '80s too, you can always see there was like a knot in a little spot on his back when he wrestled all the time. I always thought that was caused by the plane crash. So, anyway, moving along here on this date in 1976, at the Mid South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, drawing 8,010 people. Tommy Gilbert and Dennis Hall, Plowboy Frazier defeated Don Anderson, Bearcat Brown, and Mike Hendrick defeated Ken Dillinger and Duke Miller. Bill Dundee, Tojo Yamamoto, Don Anderson, Mike Hendrick, Mike Pappas, Bearcat Brown, and Dennis Hall defeated Phil Hickerson, Dennis Country, the Scorpion, Plowboy Frazier, Tommy Gilbert, Ken Dillinger, and Duke Miller in an elimination match. Bill Dundee was the sole survivor in that match. Speaking of Phil Hickerson and Dennis Country, Phil Hickerson and Dennis Country defeated Tojo Yamamoto and Bill Dundee to win the Southern Tag Team Championship. Also, Jackie Fargo defeated Jerry Lawler for the Southern title, but the decision was later reversed, giving the title back to Jerry Lawler. Gosh, you gotta look. Dusty went booked in Memphis in 1976. I don't think he ever booked. But now I could be wrong about this too. So, supposedly, what they call the Dusty finish can really be called the Eddie Graham finish because Eddie Graham created it. But, Dusty just kind of used it a lot. If you don't know what the Dusty finish is, Google it, kids. It'll tell you all about it. All right, on this date in 1981, the WWF made their debut at the Brendan Byrne Arena, now called the Meadowlands, and East Rutherford, New Jersey, drawing 10,961 people. The show features what was billed as Bruno Sammartino's last match as a full-time wrestler. He went on to defeat George Animal Steel and other matches. Kurt Hennig defeated Baron Michael Cicluna. Women's champion Fabulous Moolah and Donna Cristianello defeated Candy Malloy and Judy Martin. Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito defeated S.D. Jones and Dominic Danucci. Of course, Dominic Danucci was the trainer of Shane Douglas and Cactus Jack, Mankind, Mick Foley, Do Love, Cactus Jack Manson, Jack Foley. Anyway, uh, WWF Tag Team Champions Tony Garea and Rick Martel defeated Larry Sharp and Bulldog Brower. Tony Atlas defeated Executioner Ron Shaw. Andre the Giant defeated Angelo Moscow. Mil Mascaras defeated WWF Intercontinental Champion Don Morocco by disqualification. On this day in 1991, Hasta Gill defeated a Handsome Stranger to become the Global Wrestling Federation TV champion. The Handsome Stranger, of course, grew up to become Marcus Alexander Bagwell, who grew up to become Buff Bagwell. So this was 91. I think he started around 90, so he was a year, maybe 2 years in the business. Mark Bagwell was. He started in Georgia at the, I think it was called Georgia All Star at the time. That was an offshoot of Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia. Went by the name Fabian. Was trained by Steve Lawler, uh, who had a hell of a clothesline. But he came in as Fabian in Georgia. Then, of course, Joe Pensino was part of that Georgia promotion, and Joe Pensino helped start Global Wrestling Federation. So I think that he dug Fabian, he dug the Fabian. So he said, "Okay, come to Global. We'll put a Lone Ranger mask on you and call you the Handsome Stranger." Which supposedly I think he was one time also a Chippendales dancer. So I guess that his old job fit his gimmick, I guess. Uh, but from Global, he went to WCW and wrestled as clean cut babyface Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Then years later, after that, turned heel, called himself Puff the Stuff Bagwell. Of course, Eddie Gilbert, his career's this is an absolute legend. I believe he was here to help book for a time, then left there. And of course, this is 1991. Pro wrestling was kind of in a recession. I mean, Global had a lot of good talent. It's just unfortunately they ran the Sportatorium in Dallas and called it the Global Dome. Not sure why they did that. Not sure why he just didn't stay in Atlanta. I mean, I guess because he couldn't really get a big enough building in Georgia because of WCW. But still, you had, I mean, I'm not sure how many seats or how many people uh, Sportatorium held, but pretty sure there's some buildings they could have used because they just ran that building. I don't think they really did house shows, but they had an ESPN deal, so um, yeah, 1991. I think WCW was using center stage for their TV tapings. They couldn't do that. I'm pretty sure they could have found a building, but never really. I mean, even at that time, I didn't understand why he didn't stay in Georgia and went to basically the Von Erich territory there and kick off Global. But uh, not sure if they'd done better in Atlanta, but or in Georgia somewhere or somewhere in the southeast. But um, couldn't done any worse, I don't think. So uh, anyway, moving along here. Look at that young, fresh baby face right there. Of course, at this time he was 7 years in the business. In 1993, in Memphis, Tennessee, Mid-South Coliseum, Jeff Jarrett defeated Tommy Rich to win the held up USWA title. Also, the Moondogs defeated the Dog Catchers to win the USWA or USWA Tag Team Championship. The USWA Unified World Champion Jerry Lawler defeated Randy Savage by disqualification. As a result, that title is held up now. Don't remember watching. I don't think I watched much of Memphis in '93. I think USWA, unless you had a satellite, like a satellite dish. I think the Superstars Wrestling was on no more by '93. I'm not sure. I was a teenager working at a pizza place and doing dumb teenager shit. Anyway, also on this date in 1993, Smoky Mountain Wrestling had a TV taping at the Jellicoe High School in Jellicoe, Tennessee. On that show, Chris Candido defeated Bobby Blaze to win the Smoky Mountain Wrestling U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship. Also, White Lightning Tim Horner defeated Juicy Johnny to win the vacant Smoky Mountain Wrestling Beat the Champ TV title. Didn't really see one picture of Juicy Johnny. Wasn't sure if that's a real Juicy Johnny or not. Don't know what happened to Juicy Johnny after Smoky Mountain Wrestling either. But of course, Tim Horner, pretty long career at this time. Wrestling Continental. I think one of last time we featured Continental on this show, Tim Horner was on that show. So that was '86, and I believe he started like '80. So he was 10 years in his career. I do believe in '83 is when he had an infamous match with Road Warrior Hawk on TV, where he actually pinned Road Warrior Hawk on TV. This is supposed to be like a tournament to see who got a chance at the NWA World Championship. But part of that was one of the Road Warriors who were being established as a tag team. Hawk being a singles match with Tim Horner. I believe you can probably find it on YouTube where Tim Horner talking about that, talking about the I guess the backstage element of that match. Basically, Ole came up to him and said, um, "Hey, Timmy boy, you're in the match tonight against Road Warrior Hawk." It's like, okay, oh yeah, you're gonna win. And Tim Horner just cornered him, looked at Ole, said, "Hey, does he know that?" So, a pretty good story there. Of course, now, if you Google Tim Horner on YouTube or whatever, all he gets Jim Cornette. Apparently, him and Jim Cornette had a uh, not so uh, not so peaceful parting of the ways. But I don't know what's going on between those two now. They're grown adults, so I'll figure it out. So, but Tim Horner, I mean, go back and watch his matches. He was pretty good wrestler back in the day. Actually, him and Brad Armstrong were national tag team champions one time. One time UWF tag team champions. Not the last one, probably the second to the last one. Sheepers were the last UWF tag team champions, but by the time that match took place and all was done, nobody cared about the UWF tag team championship, especially not the company who bought them out. That's Jim Crockett Promotions that bought the UWF out. Uh, I did find it is on YouTube. The Bill Watts interview, also on iSpots TV. The Jim Cornette interview is available. So if you like to listen about a little bit of history of wrestling, if you're looking to kids out there, if you're looking to be a professional wrestler, watch these two interviews. You might actually learn something. But two very good interviews. Uh, remember a couple weeks ago I thought about, oh, maybe I should watch one of these interviews and then talk about them on here. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll watch one of them, take notes in the next couple days, few days, weeks maybe. Because tomorrow, of course, is Bad Blood. I'm going to be watching that and going to do a video on that. Oh, by the way, yes, sorry about last night's Spot Show live stream. I was working out of town, working in South Georgia actually, and of course I should upload some pictures. Actually, didn't go across town with it, but I got in the little area I was working at with a drone and took some photos of that. And let's just say, okay, I shouldn't really joke around about this. People I was going to joke around and say, damn, maybe I should start a sign business. 'Cause, this week, a lot of signs were being replaced, roofs being replaced. The hotel I was usually staying at, they were totally closed. Uh, when the office was trying to get in touch with the hotel that I did stay at, um, which was the Hampton Inn, I will say, very nice people there too. Appreciate it. But their phones were out too, and their system. So it was emails. Like the manager called my office manager on, I guess, her cell phone that emailed and all their information and stuff like that. So because they had to go through another system out of Albany, Georgia, which was everything was running fine. But nice folks, patient. It's, I don't think anybody got snappy with them. Hopefully they didn't, because they were doing the best they can for what they had and was very calm about it, not rude at all. They didn't seem to be flustered about it at all. This, uh, as Ron Killings, our truth would say, cool as a fan the whole time. And you had no choice but to sit there really just hang back and be cool as well. So again, if you're heading that area, of course, after all this mess is over with, you're heading down to Florida or something like that, and want a place to stay, halfway to Florida, because you didn't really plan on driving all the way there. Exit 5 on I-75 South, take a right. You got two good choices in hotels, in my opinion, Hampton Inn and Holiday Inn Express. So both of them are very good hotels, clean, nice folks too. So unfortunately, my favorite restaurant was closed that last night. Though. My favorite restaurant there is I think it's called a farmhouse restaurant, like a little family meat, two vegetables, southern cooking type meal restaurant. Very good. So I'm getting hungry again. Anyway, enough of my uh, babbling about South Georgia. But yes, like I said, that's the reason there was no live stream last night because I had no Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was totally out. Um, so I didn't get to do this week's Dynamite recap, nor was I able to do the Spot Show live stream. But as you see, I'm home tonight, able to do uh, night show Wrestling Gold Friday night. So, so yes, I do apologize. Maybe I'll do a short video or YouTube short, I guess, of predictions. I guess I'm not sure yet. Uh, I've got a busy day tomorrow before the pay per view. So, but anyway, enough of my bullshit. Who wants to watch some Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling? Everybody ready for that? Hello? And I don't need this. Let's see. Crap, I was going to do something. I'll just a minute. Okay. Give me a minute. All right, let me give you the link anyway. And of course, this is how we do it. I just click the link over here to the chat because last couple times I try to do the old. Hey, let me figure out a way to upload it. I did and upload it. We all watched everything at the same time, but I got some copyright hits, so I figured I got to stop that. Uh, anyway, while everybody's getting prepared, guess what? I gotta get a little prepared too. So let's take a pause for the calls. I'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Hello, folks. Uh, sorry. Bad. Sure, you got snow. All right, so we are ready. Start the count off here, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and click play. Oh, so somebody ripped this from the WWE Network. Presented in the most complete form possible due to original production technical difficulties. Ba-da-dun, 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 ba-da-dun. Middleland Championship Wrestling. Oh, David Crockett and Bob Caudle. You know, Tony Schiavone really puts over Bob Caudle as far as a play-by-play guy. He's actually mentioned he don't even want to be in any Hall of Fame unless Bob Caudle's in there first. I do believe he's still alive, so go Trips. Let's make that happen. See, I was going to bring my tablet in here so I can plug uh, headphones to my tablet and watch at the same time so I can hear what's going on. So I can do Battle at Liberty. Hey, Bob, I'm David Crockett. I'm a commentator here because my daddy or my brother owns the company. First, my dad owned the company, but he passed away. My mom and some other people owned the company. I think it was his brother-in-law. Oh, Ron Bass. Gosh, he just turns up everywhere, don't he? If you hear drum beats in the background, I think my town here is having some kind of, not really a festival, but I guess a little bit of a festival right in town. Speaking of which, I think The Rock came into town this week, today. That's the guy in the black jacket. I do believe that's Jim Nelson, who became uh, Borsukov. Oh my gosh, look at those young kids. That's Ricky Steamboat, and I believe that is Jake the Snake Roberts. Yes, boys and girls at one time they were tag team partners. Kind of Ricky Steamboat. I think he's 2, 3 years in the business at this point, maybe a little more. And look, I mean, good gosh, I mean, what can you say about Ricky Steamboat? I mean, look how fluid that was. Yes, that's Jim Nelson there. He will grow up to become Private Jim Nelson, part of Sergeant Slaughter's army in this territory. Then he will become Boris Zukov. Beautiful drop it, but there we go. The greatest arm drag in the history of wrestling belongs to Ricky Steamboat. Here he is, Jake Roberts, not yet the snake yet. This good old Jake Roberts, son of Grizzly Smith, uh, brother of Sam Houston, and there's that big knee lift. Uh, yes, brother of Sam Houston and Rockin' Robin. Did not know what a piece of trash his dad was. Everybody thought, I mean, everybody thought Jake was just not a good individual. But at least, we don't know about. I mean, I'm sure he cheated on his wife. He did cheat on his wife and stuff like that. He admitted to that. And his is substance abuse. What Grizzly Smith did was disgusting. Uh, in the chat, help me out, folks. Who's the who's this other guy? Not who's in the toe hole right now? Who's the partner of Jim Wilson? Okay, okay. You already answered my question. So we got, yeah, David without the stash, a young, mean Mark Miller. Okay, that's Mark Miller. Okay. I knew he looked familiar, but didn't really put a name to the face. Or Mike Miller. Did I say Mark Miller? Mike Miller. Mark Miller was the lead singer of a country group called Sawyer Brown. I believe that's right. Country music fans. Was Mark Miller the name of the lead singer of Sawyer Brown? Yeah, yeah, I was about to pop that out of my mouth. Yeah, Mike Miller, he had a bigger career in the Pacific Northwest Territory. Had a little time in Memphis. I guess if I read his underwear there, I would have figured it out. That was Mike Miller. Uh-oh. This is what made Ricky Steamboat good. This is the simple thing. He knew how to sell. And look at all the women throwing their panties out in the ring, just trying to help Ricky Steamboat out, trying to give him some inspiration. There, Ricky, here's my panties. Oh, here comes the steamer with the chops. The hell was that? Steamer. I do believe that Jake Roberts' finishing move at this point was the knee lift. I don't think he had yet developed the DDT yet. Quick tag. Oh, here we go. Bam. There it is. Oh, guess he didn't think the knee lift was enough. Belly to back suplex. Steamboat holds Mike Miller out, and the winner of the match, Jake Roberts and Ricky Steamboat. See, that's how you throw it. I mean, go back and watch Mr. Wrestling 2. Also watch Kurt Hennig. Look at that's a perfectly delivered knee lift. Of course, that's Jake Roberts there with a. He still got the mustache and the little head of hair there. The Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. The Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. Gonna whip you with his chain. True story. I actually met I mean, I was a little young boy. Like, I only think I was 5 years old yet. I had a chance encounter with Ivan Koloff. He came up to me and said, "You stupid looking American boy." And he tried to whip me with a chain, but my dad and the rest of the town, they came to my rescue. Just kidding. The Canadian bear, Ivan Koloff. No, it's a Russian bear. See, he's got the Russian. It's not a maple leaf on his Never mind. He's not wearing nothing on his singlet there. But he never wore a maple leaf on his gear. He wore the hammer and sickle of the Soviet Union, Mother Russia. But no, this is actually a story that my family's told me. I think it must have been like after a show in Carrollton, Georgia, or something like that. We went to because we have family that lived there. So we all went to the store. I was in the store, and This big, bald Russian dude just looked at, well, I didn't say Russian, but he just looked down at me and said, "Hello, baby." And apparently I started bawling and crying because he scared the Jesus out of me. I mean, wouldn't you if you're like, look at this dude. I mean, okay, he's like all of 5'10", really, but to a freaking 3 or 4 year old, that's gigantic. And I mean, he was called a Russian bear. I mean, he was a pretty big dude. I mean, he wasn't like a big body guy or anything, but he was freaking big. That's weights, beer, and steaks. Canadian bacon. There's another question. Do you know what they call Canadian bacon in Canada? Ham. I forgot what comedian said that joke, but it was funny. He was Canadian. Now imagine the crowd is saying USA, USA. You know this ham and egger probably has no chance in hell. I'm almost like not even giving this guy. Oh, that does look painful. Yeah, have that's some timing right there. Yeah, you choking him there. You didn't see that? Do you need to borrow my glasses? I don't have any, but I got some sunglasses. Oh, here he comes! Here he comes, fighting back. Big European uppercut. Oh, hard elbow. Okay, I was like, okay, I'm done playing. That's all the shine you get today, boy. Or
That's all the shine you get.
if he was really talking in his real voice. I watched a little bit of this sheer, not much of it. I think I seen it on YouTube. And I think I just played it so it just uh stay in my history and watch it later. But because I was kind of like about to leave, but near to get back to watching it. And the big bear and the terminal we go. Now here we go. Gonna pick him up, knee to the back, down to the mat. That's the same move he pinned the living legend, or at the time living legend, Bruno Sammartino to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. I believe that's a trivia question 2 weeks ago on Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, which is on every Tuesday, so go check that out. I have 100 episodes of Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, so watch them all. Play along with friends. But that was a question uh, on Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, I think, a couple weeks ago. It talked about Ivan Koloff and Bruno Sammartino. But yep, that was the move. Don't know what he called it. But yeah, that's a young David Crockett there. No stash, no beard. I don't know. David always wore a beard. Had a beard, full beard. There's Tony Schiavone had a mustache. Uh, Speaking of which, there is Wahoo right there. Is that Tommy Young? Is that referee Tommy Young? Yeah, was that Rene Goulet? He was worse. Oh, Abdullah with the fork. Tommy Young! Get out of here, Tommy Young. So okay, so there's nothing wrong with it recording or anything. Uh, it's just they have blood on TV. They try not to put blood on TV because as much as it sometimes wasn't kid friendly, they still wanted kids to watch it, and parents allowed their kids, especially young men. Young men dug this shit. Oh, I don't know who that is, but that's who was he? Uh, Mike, Rock and Roll RPM, uh, Mike Davis of the Rock and Roll RPMs. Not, he wasn't a Rock and Roll RPM at this time. At this time, he was a enhancement talent for uh, the Carolinas and Georgia. Was involved in that infamous four four flat tires angles on Georgia Tech Championship Wrestling that involved Austin Idol, Kevin Sullivan, and the Freebirds. We got the Grappler, and I believe that's not a Mass Superstar. That's a Super Destroyer in the mask. Of course, Super Destroyer is uh, S- um, Scott Irwin, and I do believe Scott Irwin is credited as the inventor of the Superplex. So who's he wrestling right there? Is that No, that's not who I thought it was. Familiar, but I don't know who it is. But that's the grappler right there. I believe that's Lynn Denton. Is that Don Cornolo right there? Of course, Don Cornolo will become a future member of the, I guess they call it, or Sergeant Squad or something like that. Would be the tag team partner of Sergeant Slaughter and win the NWA World Tag Team Championship with Sergeant Slaughter, I believe, one or two times. Then he would go on to win the NWA World Tag Team Championship with Ivan Koloff, all within about 3 years of this. I think when he retired, became a sheriff in a little town in North Carolina. Now the super story of Scott Irwin, he did have a pretty good tag team with the Mass Superstar, which was Bill Eddie. Um, yeah, yeah. Then yeah, he re- he stayed along for a little bit. I think 86, a little bit maybe in 80, not much in 87, if any. But yeah, then he retired, became a sheriff, and then I think he passed away a few years ago, like within recently a few years ago. Yeah, I think him and his brother was on a. They were on an episode of America's Funniest Home Videos. Said, nope, I am not letting you drop kick me, and I'm not letting you drop kick. That was a big guy to get for a drop kick too. Here comes Tiny, all full of piss and vinegar, making a huge comeback. I think he was a pretty good high school and collegiate wrestler as well. Conqueror was. Oh, he missed a big elbow. The grappler saying, we ain't having none of that today. Not today. I'll give you a Iceland, though. It's just little stuff. Now, I will say, if you do watch today's wrestling, there's a female tag team in WWE called the Unholy Union. They do stuff like that. They will like cut the baby face off and spot the baby face and do like little uh illegal double teaming behind the ref's back and stuff like that. I will say they were my favorite uh female tag team at this point. At least one of them. Now that wasn't a full 30-minute suplex. It was probably a 5-minute suplex. A little bit of stall there, but not, like I said, not a full 30-minute suplex. And here comes the other whippersnapper. He finally gets a hit a drop kick and a big forearm, and now you're gonna get your ass kicked. Okay, hopefully we see it. Yes, yes, I do. Here it comes. Straddle it. He's about to get punched for real. And tighten up those ropes a little bit. There it is, a superplex. 1, 2, 3. What the hell you think you're doing, Kernodle? So yeah, that's a like I said. I think he's given credit as being the inventor of the superplex. Let's see, he did it. Bob Orton Jr. did it for a while, and he was kind of famous for it. Bob Orton Jr., the father of Randy Orton. Uh, Probably the best one I would say was Barry Windham's. The way Barry Windham would hit the superplex and just float on over, that was a thing of beauty. He would use it for a finisher for a little bit. I know Terry Taylor did as well. Is that's Jay Youngblood? Okay, that's Ron Bass there as a babyface. I see that too many times, especially in this territory. Of course, Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood. I believe they were 4-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. I don't think I think Tony Schiavone had some not so nice things to say about Jay Youngblood. Speaking of which, there he is, Sergeant Slaughter. Yes, at this point, Sergeant Slaughter is a heel. Uh, oh, there's Mike Davis. Yes, Mike Davis, a future rock and roll RPM, future, I guess, follower of Kevin Sullivan as well. Now, later on in his career, he would become probably one of the most popular baby faces, feuding with the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. Uh, Actually, was a character of G.I. Joe. And I believe that's why I don't think he was fired. I think he just left because him and Vince Jr. had a disagreement because Vince Jr. wanted a piece of that GI Joe money as well, but Sergeant Slaughter's like, no, this is my deal, dude. They wanted me. They didn't want WWF. They wanted me as a GI. Hasbro wanted me to be a character of GI Joe. seen Mike Davis at the J&J Center with his partner. What was his partner name? Tommy. Wasn't Tommy Rogers. That's the name he used in Central States. Tommy Lane. Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, the Rock and Roll RPM. They're an okay tag team. Wasn't bad. They were they were heels in Memphis and Texas. They were actually baby faces in Puerto Rico. And Wendell Cooley and Frankie Lancaster were heels. I think they had some matches together in Puerto Rico. Yeah, Mike Davis and Tommy Lane. Here comes a Cobra Clutch. That is it. Let's see, the Cobra Clutch, sometimes called the Japanese Sleeper, sometimes called the what was it called? I just drew a blank. You know, Shinamaki. Sometimes called the Shinamaki. When I put on my friends, I call it the Shinamaki. I didn't know what Shinamaki stood for. I would say, oh, that's Japanese for Japanese sleeper. And this is the Japanese sleeper. Is that Abdullah? Abdullah. Abdullah with breasts bigger than most of the females in the crowd. Oh, sorry, did I say that? Didn't mean to. Okay, this is a episode of World Wide Wrestling. That is Sonny Fargo there, referee. Sonny Fargo, if you're know your history of Memphis wrestling, that's actually Roughhouse Fargo. Of course, Roughhouse Fargo was in a nut house, and sometimes the nut house would let him out during uh, holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. So he would come down, tag out with his brother, Jackie or Don, or Jackie and Don. Uh, Eat the fans popcorn, throw hot dogs and drinks at the heel wrestlers, fight them, squirt mustard and ketchup at them. Yeah, that's Roughhouse Fargo. But really, because like I said, it's territory, no internet, all that good stuff. Oh, here comes that big Abdullah elbow. That's it. Okay, that's not it. Let's see. Sometimes that Roughhouse Fargo kind of comes out a little bit. Say, look, I ain't putting up with this bullshit. You know who I am. I'd be Sonny Fargo in here, but by God, I turned to Roughhouse Fargo real quick. And of course, speaking of Hall of Famers, at ringside is Roddy Piper. Heard Abdullah's not in good health lately, so actually, yes, I recorded that on a few months ago on a Spot Show live stream talking about him. And speaking of which, Jay Youngblood, who's his partner there? Is it Ron Bass? Yeah, Outlaw Ron Bass, and that was a legit tough son gun too. It's Rick Harris. Rick Harris, of course, will uh, he would the big guy. That's Rick Harris. He will grow up to become Black Bart, and actually him and Black Bart and Ron Bass will become Mid Atlantic Tag Team Champions. All right, here's Dadgum Rick Harris, who will Dadgummit become Black Bart Dadgummit. Dadgum headlock by Dadgum Ron Bass. I'm pretty sure Black Bart Rick Harris Dadgummit don't like it. He's probably saying, Dadgum Ron Bass, you got me a Dadgum headlock again. And Ron Bass is probably says, shut up, boy. Give you elbow. All right, Dadgummit. This ain't working out for me. I'll tag you in. Now, I forgot that guy's name. Was he on the Tri-State Wrestling we watched a few weeks ago? All right, got some um got some little bit of real things to talk about with Jay, Mark, and Chris Youngblood. Might break some hearts here. It's going to break kayfabe. Uh, so if you want me to spill the beans, let me know. If you don't want me to spill the beans about Jay, Mark, and Chris Youngblood, that's cool. I'll keep it to myself. I'll just keep making fun of Rick Harris, Black Bart there, and say "dadgum" a lot. Yes, in case you didn't know, reason I was saying "dadgum" all those times. If you ever did watch a Black Bart promo, he said "dadgum" a lot. All right, Jay Youngblood. I think this might need to might need to might need to relook it up. But Jay Youngblood, Chris Youngblood, Mark Youngblood, they're all brothers, all right. But let me look it up right quick before I spill it. So so anyway, uh, so yeah, Chris, Mark, and Jay Youngblood were not Native American. Uh, their last names were actually Romero. So Hispanic, yes. I'm thinking they were Puerto Rican. Because their dad was he was actually from San Bernardino, California, and just wound up settling in Texas, I believe. So, yeah, I'm just reading here about Ricky Romero, the father of Chris J and Mark Youngblood. He had the nickname Super Mex, so he might have been Mexican, not Puerto Rican. But yeah, they're Hispanic, not Native Americans. So sorry if sorry if any feelings been hurt, hearts broken. Yeah, explains him in Puerto Rico so much. But that might have been Mexican, not Puerto Rican. Because like I said, I just read that their father was nicknamed Super Mex. So, but hey, it is wrestling. So they went Native Americans. So therefore, Ricky Romero might not have been really Mexican. He was Puerto Rican. So they should call him Super Puerto Rican. There's that big power slam of Ron Bass. Count the three. This match is over with. That poor guy loses another match and he still can't afford shoes. One of these days, buddy. One of these days. Now you get no money today because you lost again. He's like, Dadgum. Oh, dadgum, this ain't gonna be good either. Dadgum. Now, like I said, even at this time, Rick Harris, Black Bart, not a small guy. We got promo time with Ivan Koloff. But hey, I mean, you gotta give credit to Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff. I mean, especially Ivan, he's like, hey, you want to be Russian? I'll be Russian. And he lived that gimmick out in public. I mean, except for that one occasion. Up, is that Austin? That's the man right there, Austin Idol. Idol Mania going worldwide. Yeah, I forget. I just don't didn't I always forgot that he actually spent a little time in Mid Atlantic. Not a lot of time. His two major territories was Georgia and or three majors, I guess we can call it. Georgia, Memphis, and Southeastern Continental. Well, I mean, it does explain too that there were more over in Puerto Rico than there were everywhere else. Okay, they were over in Texas too a little bit, but and that's an order. All right, Jim Clark Promotions Incorporated. And sometimes are they gonna say cameraman, executive producer, and all that BS? There we go. Producer Jim Crockett, director Gary L. Ryan, the best audio man in business Terry Mance, Joe Harrison, Ellis Noel, James Brown. The best videotape Pete Brown. All right, that was Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Pretty good. A lot of talent, man. A lot of talent. So yeah, like I said, a lot of talent there. Stuff that you didn't think you'd ever see. Um, it's kind of weird seeing Ricky Steamboat and Jake Roberts team up when they had a little bit of feud in the WWF. Didn't really form a tag team even when Jake Roberts went babyface. But and of course, Jake Roberts didn't use the DDT at the time; he used the knee lift and belly to back suplex, but mainly the knee lift. Knee lift was what got him got his opponent down. But Ricky Steamboat, uh, well built. Yes, I seen that recently. Uh, I think hopefully they have some more. I can see they have some more. I have to do one of those, or I might do that one in '87. Yeah, that has no commentary anyway. But yeah, I think it's I guess WWE's YouTube channel is you the people out there. You the people out there. Uh, but yeah, I did see that. It had Bob on had Tully Blanchard against Wahoo McDaniel, Bob Armstrong against Jimmy Garvin, Brad on no wait a minute. Was it Brad Armstrong against Tully Blanchard? Who did Brad Armstrong? Oh no, okay, that's right. Tully Blanchard against Wahoo McDaniel, Brad Armstrong against Arn Anderson. Lex Luger at the time was not exactly a member of Four Horsemen yet. He was an associate of the Four Horsemen. Just before Ole left. Yeah, I might we'll do that next week. We'll do the Omni in Atlanta house show from 1987. Good stuff there. Yeah, it was like Ron Garvin and Robert Fuller against or Ron Garvin and Robert Gibson against the Midnight Express. And this must have been when Ricky Morton was going against Ric Flair. This must have been one of those shows where Ric Flair and Ricky Morton main evented. Because Rick Rude and Manny Fernandez was the NWA World Tag Team Champions. But yeah, so next week, folks, for the watch along, we're going to do the Omni in Atlanta house show from 1987. That does bring back a lot of memories. So, itchy eye, itchy eye. Yeah, '87 was a pretty decent year, but because Florida got. So you didn't know this at the time. You read about Lex Luger being like, he won Rookie of the Year in '86, of course. Um, I didn't see Florida wrestling here. They didn't carry Florida wrestling. So you read about it in magazines and you see pictures of them. It's like, man, this dude built like a brick house. Cool, man. So then Ric Flair, but yeah, that's when. So like I say, you didn't know. I mean, everybody knew about Jim Crockett buying UWF. That was a big deal, and that's a show I like. Okay, show I like. Two shows I like to see. That was house shows. That's one where Deep South and the UWF had a joint show, and then Crockett and UWF had a joint show in the Omni. Um, I know Georgia Wrestling History on Facebook, or not. Okay, History of Wrestling in Georgia. I forgot what it's called. I will find out in I'm plugging it in right now. Yeah, that's what it's called. Wrestling History in Georgia. It's a Facebook page. Pretty cool stuff. If you're memorable, just like it, and it's got some good nostalgic stuff. I believe it was a couple weeks ago. They had a they actually had the card for uh, the joint Deep South Wrestling EWF card. I would love to see that one. See, I was born a little too late. I was born at least maybe let's see, 76. So that'll make maybe if I was born in like 69 or something like that. I have to do the math, but probably still wouldn't have been. Nah, that would make me 11. But that would so if I was what 6, that would make my brother 19. So 83. I'm trying to do math in my head, folks. Sorry about that. So uh, because my older brother and older sister are 3 years apart, but my older brother is 13 years older than my sister is 10 years older. Yeah, I was oops kid. In case you're wondering, um, so I would have been born. I was born 3 years, at least 3 years after my older sister. I think I had it figured out in my head, and I started yapping. Let's see, that means my brother would have been 16 and 83, right? It would have been 16. I've been at least 10, so I probably could have drove me to Atlanta. See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Uh, but of course, I was Ooch kid. I came 10 years later after the youngest. Then oops again. I should complain about that too. I have a younger sister too. Who's normal 5 years younger than I am, 4 or 5 years younger than I am. But I did think about this the other day. I gotta bring it up to her. I could have been the baby of the family, but no, she was just joking. No bitterness. I will bring it up next time I see her. That I could have been a baby. But no, the stork came and delivered her. But yeah, next week, I need to write this down or I will forget. Anyway, did anybody check out my new little promo? I kind of recorded quickly today. But for giggles, I'm gonna go ahead and play it again. Then I will wrap this thing up. So here we go.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.
All right, I do believe that lady's name is Nancy who did that. I really don't know. I think it's Nancy on the AI. But yeah, my little promo there. So let's wrap this thing up. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody who joined and joined into the chat with your comments and everything. Definitely appreciate that. Uh, if you watch this on a replay, hey, feel free to comment anything you got memories about. Please put those in there, or just simply say hello. I'm cool with that. Also, if you're digging it, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. That's the thumbs up button. Click like. And also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. That does it for me. Also, let me apologize again about no AEW Dynamite or Spot Show live stream this week. Sorry. Uh, like I said, down there they did get hit by storms. I did see people. The site I was on, they had a little bit of trash pile buildup. There was like pieces of a McDonald's sign and a Wendy's sign right there. One of the hotels, there's roofers already there to repaired roofs. Uh, hotel I stayed at, the the system was totally out and the phones were still out, but fortunately they were still able to conduct business best they could. Um, I mean, like the big long signs, light poles and stuff that still pulled out from the not too. I mean, remind me next week on the live stream, maybe spot show. 'Cause I did take some pictures with my drone and shoot a video with my drone. Uh, I'll share. I mean, of course, this was a week after, so some of it's been cleaned up. But I mean, the crew I was working with, they still have uh, family who got hurt or uh, lots of property damage and stuff like that. So they're doing their best to kind of help out and trying to make a living at work too. Because those bills they gonna keep coming in. Uh, but uh, they did a pretty good day. I mean, you can tell they were like all exhausted yesterday. I was working with them. Everybody from the uh, grading superintendent all the way down to the guy who's just shoveling laborers or lower lower card members of the crew. Um, they were all just exhausted yesterday. So I felt sorry for them. So yeah, still give those thoughts and well wishes to the victims of the Hurricane Helena. I say that right, Helena. Anyway, so yeah, still keep those people in your thoughts and well wishes. As for me, going to call it a night tonight. Like again, appreciate you folks watching. Come back next week for some new stuff. And if there's ah bad blood, yes, I know I gotta be here. Be back home at 5 o'clock. Gotta get a whole lot of stuff done and be back here for bad blood to watch that because I will be doing a video on that. I'll watch it, take my little notes, and do a recap video of that. I should. I'm gonna try to do that Sunday. Um, yeah, Sundays. You do that on Sunday. Might be Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening when it launches. So tune in for that. Um, looks like a pretty good pay per view. I'm looking forward to the Hell in a Cell match with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Uh, that should be a good one. I think the main event's going to be Cody and Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. That should be a good match too. I need to start back watching SmackDown more often. But since I've been going back out of town, uh, sometimes I gotta go back to the office on Saturday mornings, either drop off stuff, drop off expenses, or pick up my expense check uh, on Saturday mornings and do the normal errands. Because I was doing SmackDown videos for a while too. 2 cent SmackDown reviews. But I need to get back into that. I think in 2 weeks I'll be starting a job or start doing a job in South Carolina. So I'll be up there for a while. A little bit better. That's only going to be a 2.5 hour drive one way. 2.5 hours there, 2.5 back. So I leave at 3 a.m. Monday mornings. Uh, 5 a.m. Monday mornings is better than 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. And that'll give me time to get home at a decent time, do a lot of stuff. So anyway, like I said, appreciate everybody tuning in. Check out it next week. And like I said, if they don't have Wi-Fi there, uh, at at the end, stay at the end. It gives all my social media accounts, my Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Ronald Ray. Really, how many Ronald Rays are there? Uh, but check me out there. Do got an X account, so I keep you updated if I can't do one of my shows. And I think I did post it on Facebook or YouTube as well. That last night's show was canceled along with Dynamite recap. So anything I can't do, I'll keep you posted on that. So hopefully, I think hopefully by next week everything's working as best as possible as far as the Wi-Fi and everything else. So anyway, everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe and catch you next week. Take care. Take it easy. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Drop a like button. Leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.